Today, we're on our way to an endurance ride in Wickenburg, Arizona. And I'm really excited to share all of this fun stuff with you guys because I'm actually going to be competing in my first endurance ride. It's 30 miles, so it's not huge, but it's enough for it to be a pretty challenging, fun endeavor. I'm going to be riding one of my students' horses. His name is Masquerade, and you'll meet him. You'll also get to meet two very special humans to me. They're good friends of mine. One is Lucian Spataro, and the other one is Mary Jane Fridley. They're pretty awesome people. Mary Jane Fridley actually competed and completed the Tevis Cup this past year, so I'm really excited to be able to help her develop her endurance horses. Lucian Spataro is pretty cool. He actually rode across the entire country on Arabian horses back in the 80s. So both of these two horsemen are pretty incredible, and I'm excited for you guys to meet them. I've been leading the development of their endurance horses the past few years, really focusing on a solid foundation before they go and compete. So you guys are gonna see like a backstage view of how we got these endurance horses ready to compete and how they can act like partners through everything we have them do. We're pulling up to the campsite now. So, welcome to episode 3.
Everybody, all the riders to Boyd Ranch. You know, you guys know the trials and tribulations that we experienced putting this ride on this year. And, you know, as Tom Watt, who's one of the major benefactors of this ranch, said, you can't predict the weather. And we just couldn't predict the weather. The mission of the ranch is to provide educational benefits for Boy Scouts and to have events out here. School kids come out and do projects out here. This pavilion houses a lot of things like that. So the idea of this ride is to you know, all the volunteers do this ride so that we can donate money to the ranch. The sun will be rising. The 50 milers go out. You'll have, obviously by our rules, you have 12 hours to finish. The only thing is we're going to put a cutoff time for the last loop at 3 p.m. You know, if, and I explained it in the slide, but you know, if you have to be moving about 4.3 miles per hour to get to 3 o'clock. And if you would have to increase your speed to make it to the end if you came in after 3 o'clock.
We've got to wrap this meeting up because I know you guys want to get to bed and get a good night's sleep for everything. But I do really want to thank all of our sponsors because without the sponsors, we would have crappy prizes. So we have really nice awards for completion this year. Oh, thank you. We have Stanley Feeds, National Roper Supply, Renegade Hoof Group, Riders Warehouse, Barb and Craig Upchurch, Boyd Ranch, Debbie McMillan did them. Then we've got Roby Hay Company, Diane and Perry Hardy, and Dita and John Dobbs, Janet Leroy, Vicki and Dean Savick, Platinum Performance, Old Pueblo Endurance Ride. So we had a lot of really nice sponsors this year, so I can't thank them enough.
Okay, you guys, well, get a good night's sleep and be ready to enjoy the trails tomorrow. They're going to be beautiful. I mean, the cactus, the green desert, the footing, everything is is probably one of the nicer rides you'll be on.
Hold on, baby boy. Yeah, take your time, be in no rush. We had something scare the bejesus out of him a second ago. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of a backstory on Lucian and his new endurance partner, Sandman. Lucian purchased Sandman from Rita de Leon of Welcome Arabians, which is a facility out of Texas that specializes in developing Arabians for racing. Sandman had 5 races under the name of White Sandy before Lucian came into his life in May of 2018. What drew Lucian to Sandman was his confident and friendly horsenality. Being a left-brain extrovert, he was by far the friendliest horse Lucian had looked at. And when he took him on a test ride, he had no qualms about drinking during his exercise, which is crucial for endurance horses. They need to be able to stay confident and calm enough to stay hydrated and eat while under the pressure of an event. Sandman showed a lot of promise, both in his athleticism and his horsenality. The past year, we have been focused on the basics of Sandman's education. Prior to Lucian purchasing him, he had no real education to speak of other than his training for the racetrack. Young horse development is a whole new ballgame compared to what Lucian had experienced in the past. Most people do not see the value of doing simple things extremely well, but if the basics are not there, the horse will fall apart under pressure. We want our horses to understand the basics first before we specialize in anything. Foundation before specialization is key, but you can pepper in sport-specific training at the same time, which is exactly what we did. Yeah, go ahead. As you can see here, the start of the race brought back old habits and patterns from Sandman's racing career.
All right, kid.
He struggled to stay connected to Lucian as the energy of the rest of the herd went forward. We took our time and continued to redirect Sandman's energy and focus to Lucian, instead of worrying about the herd leaving.
Okay, we can let everybody go. We can let everybody go, baby boy. All right.
Once the other competitors were further down the trail, Sandman settled into being in harmony with Lucian and focused on the partnership.
Yeah, good. Feeling all right? Good. All right. Yeah. A little bit of race brain from his last life before you. Yeah. If you can, see if you can try to help him find just a nice trot.
Prior to this ride, in preparation for it, we brought Sandman and his herdmate, Masquerade, camping to an endurance ride. The idea was just to play with them on the ground and be in the environment. A few weeks later, we took the 2 horses back to the same location and entered a fun ride, which is a relaxed and non-judged event. The idea here was to let Sandman get his feet wet without the pressure of competition. Beyond this, he was consistently taken out on trading rides with other horses. It's all in the setup. How can you set your horses up for success in your chosen sport? All of this was to help Sandman become more prepared for today's race, as well as his future career as Lucian's main endurance partner.
That's all right. That's a lot of, well, it's a lot of energy with the, yeah. Good boy. He does, yeah. I think what we need to do to help him with that is to simulate the start more often. So where as a group, everybody just goes. And then we stop and we slow down.
The race itself was a blast and a huge learning experience for Lucian and I, as well as Sandman and Masquerade. Sandman pulled himself together after the start and did an amazing job leading the herd for the remainder of the first loop. Things did not go to plan for us, unfortunately, but overall it was a good and successful day. Feel free to continue to part 2 of this episode to see the end of the race, as well as an interview with Lucian, MJ, and myself, letting you know how our race day went. Thanks for watching, and see you in part 2.